In the tech world today, Ada Lovelace is revered as a visionary pioneer, the world's first computer programmer. In the 19th century, she saw beyond mechanical devices that could calculate to envision machines that could create art and music. Her name graces tech conferences and the International Ada Lovelace Day. More than that, she pops up now in various forms of pop culture. You can start with the classic steampunk novel, The Difference Engine, by William Gibson and Bruce Sterling. This novel basically started the steampunk genre. It's set in Victorian Britain, in which mechanical devices are everywhere. Ada Lovelace hasn't died young, as she did in real life. She's a renowned expert in computer programming, delivering seminal lectures at international conferences. Then there's Doctor who plays on the real illnesses that beset a young Ada that included a bout of paralysis from contracting measles. In the sci-fi series, Ada isn't trapped by illness. She's trapped in an alien dimension. She meets a doctor who brings her to a trade fair in 1834, where she meets Charles Babbage, who will become her mentor as he did in real life. That's Ada, the legend and pop icon. But what about Ada, the real woman? I was introduced to Ada Lovelace, the person, by a destructive winter storm that raged across Ireland. I woke up to a mass power outage, so I grabbed an unread hardback from my bookshelf and returned to bed. This is the book. It's the strikingly named Bride of Science by Benjamin Woolley. The intimidating size is why I hadn't yet read this gift. But now, with the electricity company warning of days-long outages, I had the perfect opportunity to delve into the story of a 19th century pioneer in computing. If you prefer a written review, go read mine. There's a link in the description below. I was 80 pages into the book when I closed it and peered at the cover. I was wondering if I'd misunderstood the book's subject. So far, there hadn't been much about Ada at all. The narrative was centered around the courtship and disastrous marriage of Lord Byron to Ada's mother, the formidable Annabella. That's Lord Byron, the infamous poet, who a jilted lover had labelled as mad, bad, and dangerous to know. I knew a bit about the scandalous life of Byron. I knew nothing of his wife Annabella, and the book made her a fascinating person. She was very unusual for a woman in the early 19th century. She had received a wide education in the arts and sciences and had a keen interest in mathematics and geometry. Byron dubbed her the Princess of Parallelograms. I peered at the book cover for clues. Was Annabella the Bride of Science of the title? Was she the lady on the cover? Beneath the portrait, the subtitle was Romance, Reason, and Byron's Daughter. The blurb said, and I quote, "Proper biography of Ada Lovelace has been long overdue." Well, in my opinion, when Ada finally emerged more fully into the narrative, she was still a little overdue. By the way, there are different covers for the hardback, and one has Ada Lovelace written in larger letters than anything else. That wasn't mine. As a tech professional, I was hoping for an in-depth exploration of Ada's seminal work on computing. If you're looking for the same, I'll tell you that her work features in about 40 pages out of 400. The author, Benjamin Woolley, provides some basic background. Charles Babbage, an inventor of the age, had travelled to Italy to present his analytical engine to a somewhat bemused conference audience. This was a set of diagrams and a mock-up of the mechanical device. After the conference, Ada agreed to translate an Italian report on the proceedings. Babbage himself urged her to append her own original notes. With the passion I have come to admire her for, Ada evolved her notes into substantial mathematical papers. She described how to use the machine to calculate Bernoulli numbers, that's sequence of rational numbers, using a recursive algorithm. This is the famed first published computer program. She wrote about the potential of a future machine manipulating symbols as well as numbers. This anticipated a fundamental concept of the modern computer age. I would have loved more detail about these mind-blowing notions, but the author spends far more time delving into Ada's thoughts and personal life than her academic work. I suspect that, like myself, he has a limited understanding of Babbage and Ada's technical papers. I just wish he'd taken on a co-author with expertise in historical computing. This isn't the technical biography of Lady Ada Lovelace that I was looking for. Those hoping to understand her mathematical insights or computing innovations will need more than what is within these pages. But many readers will love this book. If you admire the Romantic poets, especially the works of Lord Byron, you will appreciate the focus on the emotional and artistic currents of the Romantic era. And if you enjoy biographical narratives that centre around personal stories, you will find Woolley's many accounts of Ada's relationships with friends and perhaps lovers quite enthralling. The book excels at exploring the cultural tensions between art and science in 19th century Britain. For me, it fails to deliver the promised proper biography of this pioneer, but it succeeds as a social history of a remarkable woman navigating the intellectual cross currents of her age.